Good morning, and sorry for a little bit of a late start, but we're here now. So let citizens sleep. In just 1 second. Alrighty. Cycle 39. I don't know if, how much more of this there can be. I think I looked it up around when I was looking at starting putting this on, started thinking about adding this in. I don't think it's that long a game. What's the Steam count? What am I up to? 9 hours already? I'm about ready. This is only halfway done. That's probably like the big climactic thing. Maybe. Well, let's find out. Maybe that'll be the goal for today, is get that done. Play until that's the thing. Thing here? No, it's just going. Fly away. I'm just gonna like break the dockyard on its way out or something. Okay, alright. What are we doing? Mushrooms up there. Hack some people down here. I can probably do that with two. Low-end agents hardens low-end agents. Hey, bitch. Who's that for? Bang wants it. He's around here somewhere. Maybe? Oh, up here. Lemon Mina. Up there just having a bad time. Oh! Mingy is what we have to do, not normal hacking. Oops. Okay, that's fine. I should have maybe done this. That's so okay. I have to buy some food then. This is my boy. Thank you, Emphas. Delicious as always. Okay. What's this? Hostile, curious data fence. Cross between two walls of units. One of the cavernous streets at the center of the low end. Pressurized bridge is full of the clack of traveler, shouts of children, the whir of air filters. Oh, hi Castor. Playing some backgammon? Sleeper. You turn to see a man sitting at a tavla table alone, somehow untouched by the hustle and bustle of the people around. He gestures to the stool on the opposite side of the table. Sit. I'll sit. You sit at the metal stool, and he starts setting out the board of counters, or at least the filter caps low-enders typically use in their place. Castor, he says, by way of introduction, looking over his glasses. Night or day? He asks, gesturing at the caps, crudely sprayed white and black. Day. He rotates the board so the white caps are in front of you. Let's begin. You take a plastic die each, pitted and worn, and roll to determine who starts. Castor rolls a 6. You roll a 4. I lead. He smiles and begins to move his first cap precisely along the board. Play passes back and forth between you. The dice changing hands and the caps spread along the board. As it does, Castor speaks, eyes not leaving the caps. It's unusual to see a sleeper on the eye. That's why I wanted to play you. You take your turn, rolling a 5 and a 6. Aggressive. B. Aggressive. B. B. Aggressive. After all, a sleeper's mind must be somehow different to a human one. Being emulated, I mean. As Castor talks, you target his counters, halting his progress, but exposing your caps as you do. I don't mean to offend you, Castor meets your eye. I merely see that you are by definition different. What has been subtracted in the emulation? What has been added? He stacks a wall of counters, a boundary you must break. He hands you the dice. You ever think about this, Sleeper? About what you were before and what you are now? Always. Not really. But it seems to come up a lot in the texts. You roll a double 1 and solidify your wall. Castor whistles. Holding game. Commendable. Can be brave to build from what came before. He rolls the dice and leaps your wall in a single move. We cannot idle too long, Sleeper. The slower we move, the sooner we are caught. Past you is not just an idea, concept for you. He's a living, breathing person. He looks up over his glasses, his eyes bright and wide. He splits from them like a shadow splitting from its caster. Caster. They may be sleeping now, yes, but one day they will awake and carry on with their lives, unaware of your fate, no matter what it may be. He hands you the dice, smiling. You are a branch severed from the main trunk, an offshoot who refuses to die, so to speak. You roll again, under pressure now, trying to slip your caps out from under Castor's before he solidifies control of the game. So what I'm curious about is how you see yourself in all this. What does this tangle of truths make you? Driven. I'm gonna get out of here. And get my chip out at least. Ha! That much is obvious, Sleeper. I see it in your eyes. You're eager to make all this count for something. Just looks away, through the glass to the crowded units on all sides. But driven towards what? He starts removing caps, his home board full now. Is there an end here, or just endurance? Try a few more rolls, attempting to get back in the game. The Castor clears his home board with a sense of the inevitable. He has known he was winning for a while. I feel I may have pushed too far. He slides another cap from the board. I apologize. My curiosity has a habit of getting the better of me. You roll to return a cap to the board, but all the spaces are blocked. Castor clasps his hands apologetically. You play well. Really, your weakness is not your game. He smiles warmly. We have much to learn from each other. He slides his glasses back up his nose and sits back. I feel we could share knowledge, ideas, perhaps even data. His eyes glint to that last word. To our mutual benefit. He slides his final cap from the board. It is over. He has won. Sure, I'll sell you my data. Because I don't want to make you uncomfortable. He holds up his palms. My intention is only to help you endure here. And if I'm able to feed my curiosities. The game over, you notice the bustle of the walkway once more. Call of the children, the deliveries, the arguments and reconciliations. They wash over you as you stand and leave. Castor nodding goodbye as you do. Crossing the walkway, you replay the moves of the game in your mind, looking for an opening you are sure was there. So, how does this work? Yep, just sell some data. Is that 5 at a time? What happens? Oh shit, I get a ship mind. And stabilizer over there. Okay, great. Just a ship mind? Damn it, where was it the whole time? I don't think I need one now. I'll hold on to it. We need money, and then otherwise I can sell it here, I think? Yeah, 300 here. Oh, no, that's buying it. I can sell it for 150. Well, that's not as good. Okay. Transposed. Oh, they are here. Okay. Got plenty. In a scrap. Do I have any room? I have to fix it up first. Okay, I need 4 scrap to fix it up. That's interesting. Maybe I'll do that. I'll find another scrap though. What do I get scrap from? I've got a skill that gives me scrap. On engineer actions. I don't know how many engineer actions I got left. That's enduring. Intuition. Give mushroom. Okay. Commune is something I'd like to work on, but more pressing is the fucking mercenary coming for me. So, gotta do Minky stuff first. Lose 1 condition. I should still have 4 dice tomorrow. I think. Yes, okay. Oh, and they are bad ones. Probably just re-roll right off the bat with a bunch of 1s and 2s. Delivery is what we need to do. So, much better. And some money back as well, 300 exactly. Very good, very good. Not as good, not as good. Yeah, fuck it. What's the worst gonna happen? Damn it. You're gonna get 1 progress and it doesn't really count. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Don't have to get crazy with it. Have to be the whole day. No, hang on. Maybe we should do some Yatagan data. Yeah, I did get a shipment fragment from that. I don't want shipment fragments anymore. What else do I try it again? Yep. Asuka. Does anyone buy fragments? I think Havens did and shut down. No, they're still here. I've got a full core. I don't need fragments. Okay, that's a profit. It cost me 20 to get it. Okay. Alright. Scrap. Repair. As long as you have a scrap every day, you can keep that condition reasonable. Maybe I should let myself deteriorate, go up to full, and then be using the scrap. That's actually really, honestly, a better use of time, sort of mechanics, rather than hovering at 4. Okay. Ooh. Oh, yep. I mean, I've got something to say. Yeah, probably there now. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. You push the door and find Mina sitting in the middle of the floor, playing with Bun Bun. Hi, Mina. Hi, Robot, says Mina suddenly. Oh, hi, Robot, says Mina suddenly, waving Bun Bun's paw without looking up. Where's Father? Mina doesn't respond. She walks Bun Bun across the floor, narrating quietly to herself. You look around the unit. It's a mess. Dishes and glasses on the side. Some of Mina's clothes piled up in a corner. Mina is sitting by her bag, which is spilled out across the floor, her drawing slate cracked and dark. Play with Mina. You sit down beside Mina and she turns away, taking Bun Bun with her. After a little while, she turns back, and you play together. She insists you both Bun Bun. Huh? She insists you both Bun Bun on a trip away, dragging the stuffed rabbit across counters and surfaces. You've just started to look at fixing Mina's cracked slate when Lem enters. Sleeper, what are you... He pauses and looks from you to Mina and back again. Never mind. He drops the bag by the door and slumps to the couch. Where were you? Where the fuck you been? Lem ignores your question, asking one of his own instead. What are you doing here? Mina's not supposed to let anyone in. He glances at her disapprovingly, but she shoots back her own angry look. Look, now's not a good time. What happened? What happened? We messed up, that's what happened. We put our hopes in someone else's stupid scheme. He pinches the bridge of his nose. You understand that they never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work, and I've run into more than a few from the cruise. It turns out only long-time Havenage members were issued those seedless ID numbers. They never planned to consider us. Havenage say they didn't know that was what they were doing to you. What? Havenage say they didn't know that was what they were going to use to make the draw, and who knows, maybe Sealess pulled the wool over their eyes. But what does it matter? All those hours in the yards for hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else? He slams his hand down on the sofa. That's it? Well, it is. He looks at the open door again. They're moving the side rail up the hub now, you know, he says without meeting your eye. That's where a little apart from. They are bringing in the ship with all their cryosleep pioneers and transferring them there in microgravity before loading the crew. Could sneak aboard. You think they're just going to let people on board? The security they'll have, it has to be impossible. He looks over at Mina. Look, we'll be fine. We always have been. I just need a little time. We had our hearts set on that trip, is all. Mina? Thumbs over. And climbs into his lap. He smiles. What if I got you on board? I missed you these past few cycles. I miss that optimism. Lem strokes Mina's hair. Look, you want to go to the hub and ask around? Be my guest. I can't get up there with Mina down here. And I'm sure the side rail will bring under a crowd. But be careful. This kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. If you find any way on board, you take it. You need help to get there? Ask me. But for now, me and Mina are here, sticking to the eye. She looks up at him and smiles. Sure, dude. No, thank you, Sleeper. Coming by. You stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. And you're out, back in the walkways of the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right. Okay, so what happens there? Oh, the eye up in the middle. Hydro Dock. Horizon Departure Terminal. You can scout it. But we don't desperately need that. That'd be a nice thing to do. But this is more pressing. Do the 3, because higher numbers are more precious. That sucks. Let me in. Okay. Energy from that. Cool. Good. Sleeper. You see Feng coming up the corridor as you step out of Mingy's. Kelp noodle smell still clinging to your clothes. He comes up fast and stops close, looking around suspiciously. I don't have long. Take these. Feng palms you a couple of those metal thumbnail-sized drives. Ripple worms. Slate has been buzzing like crazy. It seems your delivery shifts have turned up our 2 targets. He squeezes your shoulder. I knew you could do it. Now we nail those snakes. I'm ready. Promotion. Good to hear it. He smiles. Hardin's boys are all connected by some kind of closed network. You break the access protocols on both of them, you should be able to gain the location of the nearest network ports. Slot the Ripple worms in those ports, 1 each, and they'll feed me anything and everything stored on Hardin's shadow network. He smiles. Can't wait to see what juicy plans they have in there. You hear the scuff of boots as a group comes up the corridor, likely on their way to place an order with Mingy. You turn for a second, and when you look back, Feng is already halfway down the corridor in the opposite direction. He raises a hand in farewell and is gone. You run your fingers over the tiny Ripple worm drives in your pocket, and smile to yourself as you wonder how mad Jenna will be at Feng for this little excursion. Who's Jenna? Time to slot some worms. Time to get fucking wormy. Alright, is a hacking thing? I don't see nothing. Table, is it in Mingy? Nope. Okay, it is hacking. Oh, it needs big ones? Okay, Hardened agent, different from Haven agent. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, I've got a 4. What does the other one need? 5 and 3. I've got a 5. What does this need? Just slot the worm. Slotting the Ripple worm means a whole load of data on Harden's activities for Feng. The worm begins tearing through the data cache, spinning out a thread to Feng's terminal. And a 5 over here. You remember the guy who lived here? He didn't tip. Time for him to see the consequences. That bastard. This will provide Feng with the ability to rip any data he likes in Harden's network. The worm makes it a little nest among the agent's data. Enjoy your stay, little friend. As you walk into the tambour, you quickly spot Feng, arguing with Jenna. Oh yeah, that's who Jenna is. What's up, guys? You come up behind Feng, and he turns to notices you. Jenna stops mid-tirade as you arrive. She turns to you. You again. You here to vouch for this layabout? Sure. Well. And what are you two up to? Feng winks at you and interjects. It's like I told you, Jenna. I'm helping them out. Getting them settled, sorting their life out. They're a sleeper, you know what that means? Jenna softens. She looks a little embarrassed. Of course I know. She stops to think. Look, Feng, I get it. You're trying to help. But if you want to keep this job, you're going to need to be a bit more reliable. Feng nods solemnly. Won't happen again, Jenna. I promise. She looks suspiciously between the two of you. Okay then. He turns to you. And look, I didn't mean to... Just be cool, alright? She turns and walks back to the bar. Well, well. Didn't know you'd stand up for me, Sleeper. Yeah, I need you to be on your good side, so you fucking get this tracker out of me. Help! I appreciate the solidarity. He takes out a slate, pulsing with pale light. Now let's take a look at what you're really here for. Yes! No! Slate is a whirring mess of code streams, coming direct from the Ripple-worms as they dig through the agent's data and spin it into threads for the slate to pick up. Anything good? Fing scrolls the display with a finger. A lot of junk. A lot of dull as hell message threads, a lot of tedious data caches, but Fing's eyes flash. Definitely some good stuff. Stops the screen scrolling on an entry and expands it. Check this out. Fing shows you the screen. You see a bold corporate logo, not Solheim's, and a word below. Conway. He's working with Conway. Conway Extractions? He's been speaking with them, personally. Got a whole chain of messages here, but it's mostly encrypted or redacted. He rubs his head. Damn it, this is juicy, but we can't nail him with it. He scrolls some more. Wait, what's this? A wasteland reclamation facility? Right here on the eye? He glances at you. What's the bet this place is tucked into the wastes? Conway is set up here? I'm guessing so. Got themselves set up in the wastes. Back before the collapse, people would have got there by going down the connected spoke from the hub. But that spoke's broken now, so the only way is the long way. Around the rim, past the greenway. He shows you on his slate. This feels like something I was supposed to have done much earlier than I did it. Feng looks away, thinking. Conway have been making moves in this system since the collapse. I heard they took over one of Solheim's old belt colonies a while ago. Moved everyone out and reclaimed the whole rock. Oh, I guess rather than being something you're supposed to have done earlier, it's... in case you haven't done the other stuff to get you over there. This is here. Covering bases. What's their angle? Or their devil? Harden has to be offering them something. Feng looks back at the screen. But if Harden is involved in it, then we need to check it out. Simple as that. What happens next? Feng stares out into the middle distance. We have to get to that facility. The answer to whatever Harden has been planning has to be there. And we're going to catch him in the act. Me 5, maybe 6 cycles. No, Feng! Get this fucking tracker out of me! I'm being attacked in 5 or 6 cycles. I'll see you on the greenway. I seem to remember there's some old service docks in the outer shell, up by the Haifa building. Should be a good place to meet. Feng squeezes your shoulder. Thanks again, Sleeper, for sticking with this. I haven't forgotten about that tracker of yours either. Are you sure? But I'm going to need to be back in my bay to pull a solution together. He turns the slate around to face you, showing a massive scrolling code. I've been working on fixing my brakes. Alright, I'll allow it. He winks. Feng grins widely. Now, I've got to ask for some time off for Jenna. Wish me luck. Oh, buddy, you got no chance. You're getting fired right now. He waves as you walk back to the bar, where Jenna is standing, a look of deep exhaustion in her eyes. Poor Jenna. Drive complete plus drive. That's not having for a bit. What was it? Crack Conway was the drive? Meet Feng and the Greenway tomorrow. Sure it's in the Greenway? Oh, there it is. Probably. Yep, alright. 6 days. I'm in trouble. Okay, we got 3 upgrade points. We could go for a third, a +2 in engineer. I don't really feel like I need that. Engineers get double data. Bit late in the game to be picking that up. Angler might be the best option. Oops. Especially since I'm going to go buy a stabilizer right now. somewhere. Where is it? Oh shit, where is it? Oh, it was over here. I can't do it anymore. Oh dear. Oh, that's not good. Okay. That's trouble. Okay, well, we can still get a stabilizer from Car Store once with 3 more Yatagan data. And the icebreaker's feeling a little more attractive. Okay. Prepare self once. And end that cycle. Maywick. Maywick's on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At 10 cycles away. Oh, and I'm starving now. Tell me what that means. Probably just means condition drops faster, right? If I were to guess. Okay. Now, mushrooms might be the best next plan. What does this mean? Okay. Yeah. This also wants me to, I imagine, do Avery stuff. Does it give me a direct location? Yes, in the labs. So do all that first, then I can plant the magic seed. Okay, alright. Yeah, priority 1 I think is 3 Yatagan data. So I can get a thing. Oh! Oh shit, Rabia! What was going on in this storyline? I forget. Even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabia working in the heavy bag. He's hammering it, the chain creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's been like this since... Sabine doesn't finish the sentence. They're sitting on a stool, looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through the SNUP data you pulled all the cycles ago. You good? You good? Just angry. We all are. But you have to remember, she knew Yannick for a long time. Oh dear. I should go to bed earlier. I should go to bed right now. Wouldn't that be nice? Sabine glances nervously at Rabia. But SNUP did. Rabia stops punching, and in the silence you can hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over at her, and you sense something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in the same unit. A lot has changed since then. He hooked him up like a puppet. Rabia hits the bag. Rigged that thing in his head so they could control him. Push the old Yannick out. I don't know why he let them in. Rabia throws a few more punches. But it's a lesson. Don't let them in. Another flurry. Yatagan shouldn't deal with corporations. And we never will again. She comes away from the bag. At least Yannick's death has been treated as natural. There's a chance we can come back from this. The Yatagan can hold on. They're opportunists trying to take control. Sabine turns to you. Yes, but now the connection has been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants and Yatagan's forces. It's a significant job, but I think, with time, I can do the surgeries. Rabia walks away from the bag towards the far side of the unit. The surgeries will never happen if Yatagan collapses. She shouts back at Sabine. Clearly this is a well-worn argument in this unit. Will Yatagan really collapse? I don't think so, no. Rabia doesn't either. I look over at her. At least, no one should calm. What I understand now is that Yatagan can be something if we want it to be. Coming here from SNUP, from the core worlds, all I saw was a gang. And with Yannick keeping me on a tight leash, they shudder. Rabia believes, and I want that belief. They look unsure. I also want to be done with SNUP. but I doubt they are done with me. They glance away, rubbing their shoulders. Are you and Rabia? Sabine fixes the look. Yes, Sleeper, isn't that obvious? Yes, it was. It was strongly implied. I've been wanting to say... Sabine begins, nervously. I'm sorry I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I've apologized before, but I want to begin. Properly. When I leaked the data on the Sleeper program, it was to try to help people like you. They grit their teeth. But after all the cycles here, being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. So when you turned up, it shook me up. We run a hand through their hair. But I ended up here. So, they look at Rabia. Oh, hell yeah! Fuck! Big yawn. I should get a coffee. But I won't, because our coffees are garbage. There's some free coffee sachet things. Truly, truly awful. They're just hot water. Which, you know what? Yeah, I get it. Most coffee tea is just hot water with some bits in. But you can taste the water more than you should be able to, you know? They're watery sachets. They reach into a pocket and take out a handful of vials. Handful. These are the last of the case. You can have them. Put them in your hands. How many? How many is a handful? After these last few, I don't know what we can do. The SNARP connection broken. They look down. But I know there are other ways. Repairs, other pharmaceuticals. I even heard there are some labs out in the Greenway. Perhaps they can help? They meet your eye. I'm sorry I can't do more. Thanks, Sabine. They look away, their eyes bright with tears. Rabia crosses back to you both and sits beside Sabine. They look at each other, and you can't help but smile at the idea of them together. What are you two plotting? Rabia grins. Sabine laughs, and the sound is a welcome one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Ah, yay, yay! Later, when you leave, you take that handful of files out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that core of anger deep down inside, and you don't know if it will ever leave. But SNARP doesn't own you anymore. They can't, because this place, these people own you. This place, these people own you. They are what makes you get up in every cycle. They are what keeps you breathing. You put the vials away and walk through the low end. Your senses tuned to every sight, every smell, and every sound, soaking it all in, living. 3? Okay, fair enough. An understandable number, and another upgrade point. Which is another 2. Now we'll take double points, double data. Okay, alright. Can't do this, can't do this. Can do this if we get some scrap. I need to find an engineer job. Experiments, mushrooms. Okay, it's mushroom time. No particular reason to track anything except that. But first, yada gun data. A 3 will do. This isn't actually a extremely pressing issue. I can wait for some lower dice. Okay. I don't think I've got any engineer actions available to me. Interfacing. Just selling. Oh, hey, you know what? Well, hang on. Before we spend money. Endure, engage, cryo. Intuit. Endure. That's just Fang. That's home. That's the commune. Engage. Yeah, there are no engineer actions right now. So let's clean up the aviary. Oops. Layers and layers of rotten mulch come away from the corroded metal, and among it, pale and delicate, you find a bird skull. Germinate spores. I can germinate spores. The old growth of the aviary has created a rich medium into which you can place the spores from the groves. They grow well here. You extract the spores from the sample print and mix them with water, then inject them into prepared mulch. Here's precise work. That's great. I need more spores, so I need to come back here tomorrow with more dice. Yep, spores here. Okay. Alright. Food first. It costs 13. How many bars does it fill? 2? Bad deal. Fuck you, I'm going back to Emphas. Cost 12 and it fills 3 bars. Emphas, you're so good. So good at cooking. I love you, Emphas. After that, I could be here. Yep, don't have any more scrap. So I think end the cycle today, go down to 3 dice tomorrow, and stabilize tomorrow as well. Maybe I should have used a stabilizer then. 5. Okay, not bad. Stabilize immediately. Actually, should have waited until night, because there are some actions that can reduce my stability, my condition. I can just get 2 straight off the bat with that 6. Yeah, okay, easy. 2. 3. Oh, I gotta wait 4 days for that. Okay. We can get over here. We can get Girol caps there. Not as strong as Matsutake, but they do still help. But it is dangerous, and 5s... Oh no, 5s don't have a risk. Oh, I didn't even get one, alright. Okay, we got a 4. Maybe another Yataghan data? Oh, how about this thing? Shouldn't get this. Nice. Two 6s, very nice. You watch the loading crews going back and forth. noting their paths and entryways. Would this work? Yeah, it's Castor! By the achievement, isn't he? Sandro Silas must be proud. I recognized the resonating voice of Castor immediately, and turned to see him, hooded and tucked into the shadows near the viewing platform. What you got there, Castor? See, you remember our game. Good. Looks around. It was 2 days ago. I think probably it was supposed to have been unlocked a long time ago. It's fine. He looks around, but the platform is clear. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tableau a little difficult. He smiles broadly. Castor walks out to stand beside you on the platform. Telltale clunk of magnetic boots accompanies his slow crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there was some trouble at the Havenhead shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery. I was there. Oh, damn it. I was so excited to do the Elrond. I was there, Gandalf speech, but I don't remember how long ago it was. 2,000 years ago? 3,000? I don't know what he says. Oh, the actor's name. Oh, my sweet boy. I'm getting a H something. Hugh? Nope, not Hugh. It's Sir Mr. Smith, I guess. Sorry, Elrond. I know. Besides, meeting your eye. An ugly business. Sealers are too used to the way things work in the core. Exploitation is the only logic they know. And gestures out to the side reel. You know why they built this monstrosity on the eye? Because it's cheap as fuck. Because there's no, like, other control. They can just do it here and do what they want. Certainly. There was no corporate oversight out here. But that's not all. It was both. Or neither. He stares at the pristine yellow hull. Sealers built it here, because they didn't want anyone to know it exists. He rubs his forehead. And secrecy is something I cannot abide. He turns to face you. There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in cryosleep like the person that you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them, and Sealers wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled systems without anyone knowing where it is. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You're like me. You deal with data. You can read it right out of the air. With someone like you on that ship, secrecy isn't a problem. You can ping back whatever I need, whenever I need it, as long as you're on board. With you on the side reel, and some minor modifications, you can be my eyes and ears. I'll keep track of Sealus' grand project through you. I don't love this prospect. In short, says Castor, stretching, I can get you aboard, Sleeper, but I'm gonna need you to help me. Who are you? I'm a concerned party. Someone who likes to know what is happening when it is happening, not afterwards. It's not just me. Yes, your friend Lem. That can be arranged. It is difficult, but not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go to... Aw, dang it! I kinda wanted to stay on the eye. Castor clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around the side wheel. It's a simple offer, and the only one that will get you on that ship. Please consider it. He turns back, silhouetted against the ship. But to make it happen, I need your assistance. As I said, there is a Sealess Foundation ship docked in the now-empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. This will allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit. Castor looks over his glasses at you. Sealess aren't stupid, though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You'll need to get on board if you want access to their airworld servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news. I noticed his importance to you. And the little one. It's so cute. If you don't extract the data before the Sidereal Horizon leaves the hub, then I'll get the message. We have other options, but you're certainly my preferred one. But be sure when you act, Sleeper. Once you take the data from Sealess, you'll set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You're bringing a lot of attention to yourself. Castor glances around, as if to emphasize his point. There are only a handful of cycles until departure, Sleeper. Make your decision. With that, Castor marches back off the platform, the sound of his mag boots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the Sidereal Horizon and the part it may play in your future. Oh, I've got to make a decision now. In 8 days? I kind of feel like I'd rather stay. Finn gets the tracker off me. I can stay with the commune. Sucks for Lemon Mina though. Who I can't talk to. Okay, so play is still no engineer actions. Loft past security. If we fail this, it's just locked down immediately. I've got A6, which is halfway there. Nah. Kind of feel like the players to let that go and just do all the other stuff. Sorry, Mina. It's fine, it's not too bad here. I'll bring her over to the Greenway. Okay. 3 more cycles for Fang. Three more for the aviary. Good forage for fungus. How many months stock am I going to get from this? I don't know. Okay. Like, honestly, I kind of feel like I can go do the sealer stuff just because there's nothing much else to do while I'm waiting for everything else to happen. Get another Yadigan data for another stabilizer. Don't even know if it's worth it yet. What's this one? 4 days? I thought they were on a 3-day cycle. Where's the other one? Oh, just the... okay. Maybe it changes. That gets shipment fragments, which I don't really need. I can sell them for 30, so that's not a benefit there. No, can't get the scrap, don't need that. That's going nowhere. Yeah. One over 3. You know what? I may as well. Maybe we just roll another 6 of this. Nope. Got a 3. Nothing much to do with it. I don't want to do dangerous things. Hey, Wastes, what do you do? Very scary, dangerous things. We can just get energy. There are worse things. Stacks, get some money. Fuck Ethan. Higher floor, lower ceiling. Plus maybe get some good service points. Energy for that? That was a good result. I could just sleep with this one, it's closer. Oh, yes! 3 6s? Hell yeah, baby! We can do anything we want. And if we've started on this, we may as well finish on this. Oh, you can only do that once? That's some bullshit. I mean, 5s are basically 6s since I got +1 and everything, I think, now. Faith. Shouldn't have had faith. Minus how much energy? What a waste. Okay, we're in there. Oh, let's get some of the cryo. Good action means it's only do it once, so done that. Oh, let's go for his back. And it's cheaper now. Scrap, please. Nice. Okay. I think my other... Ooh! Oh, right. I'll make a separate save. Okay. What's gonna happen here? I've done the damn thing. And I can't go to sleep while that's an active notification. So I guess we've got to be clicking it, see what happens anyway. I hope I don't want to have to go though. Alright, we'll see. When you arrive at Lemon Mina's unit, Castor is already waiting outside, leaning beside the door. You'll be sleeper. The Sealess is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. Will it work? Don't worry. The breach cannot be traced to the specific IDs I'm about to create. Castor reaches into her pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal. The data, please. What is that? Something I acquired from Sealess while you were busy on that ship. Castor pushes up his glasses. Haven't been waiting for you the entire time. You hand over a drive with the data, and Castor fishes around for a converter cable to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal, and after some whirring, a set of 2 transparent films marked with numeric sequences are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future. The child will go with Lem, of course. He pockets them. These are yours. But first, your side of the deal. What? Something to help us make use of you. He passes you the square, and you rest it in your palm. Small, white, perfect cube. Suddenly, you feel a sharp pain and flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. He smiles. Not to worry. It has done its job. Now it is for you to do yours. You look down and see a tiny pinprick in the center of your palm. Nothing sinister. Castor puts the terminal away. This way we can keep track of you and the side of Horizon. I didn't agree to this. You did, Sleeper. Castor adjusts his glasses. You have to understand that I could have done this without you knowing. This way everything is on the table, so to speak. Castor hands you the transparent films, and you see shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. Go. Give him the good news. And he reaches across and buzzes the unit. Lem slides open the door, half dressed in his gear. Sleeper, what brings you up here? Come in. He beckons you inside. You look to the side, expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. The unit is cleaner, better organized than last time. Lem sits at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit. Means to some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons down the way. She seemed to like it. Stand. What's up, Sleeper? Play for time. You look around the unit. You look at Lem. He looks better, softer, more full of life. It's as if a weight has been lifted from his shoulders. You think of Mina, a few units down, learning with other children. You falter. Is the side of Horizon better than this? No! You in trouble? Yet? Nah, fuck this. You sure are acting funny. You sure nothing's up? I have IDs. You have... Lem freezes. How? He blinks rapidly as if to wipe you from his vision. Does that mean... Yep. Lem stands up and paces around the unit. We have to pack. He starts laughing. Holy shit, we have to pack. He turns back to you smiling. How the hell did you swing this, Sleeper? I made a deal. What a deal! Color me impressed. You show him the ID films, and he whistles at the portraits. Impressive stuff. He pats you on the shoulder. You should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together. I have to go. Of course. Well, if we need to do anything, give me a shout. He smiles warmly, and possibly hugs you. Get off me. I'll see you on the big day, alright? Take care of those passes. He laughs again, and nothing in particular. No, you take your pass, so I can ditch it. So I can not do it. You get up and go, looking one last time for Castor as you exit the unit. But he's still gone. And when you look, the cube doesn't seem to be where you dropped it. You walk back through the low end. It sounds muffled in your ears, deep in thought. The running game. Do whatever it takes to get that ticket. I hope I haven't locked myself into that. Because I want to get Lem and Mina on the ship and not go myself. I want to fucking betray this motherfucker and just stay around. Give me some scrap. Nice. Now I can fix up that unit. Half-built unit looks long forgotten, a project that has never made it. You tuck the scrap into the shattered interior. It's hard to imagine this place as a home, but it can't be worse than a container. Still got to keep working on it. With all the materials, the unit now needs sealing section by section to be usable. It's a laborious task, but the outcome is worth it. Is it? Once this place is sealed, it'll be a livable, maybe even comfortable place to call your own. I would like my own place. That sounds nice. Next to Mingy, let's go down to Amphis. Eat some mushrooms. Really running out of time here. At the start of this, I was really feeling like I was on top of things. Now it's all kind of getting away from me. Okay, I think some stuff's going on over here. No, tomorrow. Okay, let's get another scrap. A nice easy day. I'm gonna put that too somewhere. Grab myself there. What do I do with the two? Do more bartending. Wait, it's risky? Since when is it risky? It seems like it's fine. Okay. Alright. Some good dice. But it is dawn of this day. Got some shit to get done now. Alright, mushrooms and Fang. Fang is pretty important. Mushrooms I want to check out first. Yep, now gotta harvest them. Fair enough, I suppose. Makes sense. Hey, Fang. When you enter the service dock, Fang is already set up, crouched among stacks of equipment. He's leaning over a terminal, bathed in a blue glow. He looks totally at home. Sleeper, what do you think? Turns out not everyone in Havenage is set against me. A couple of my old systems pals managed to ship me some of my old gear. He gestures at the pile of blinking hardware. The mess is here! Don't question the process, Sleeper. Any updates? Fang beckons you over. He has a set of scans of the wastes on his terminal, with heat maps of activity overlaid. A chunk of the derelict rim is blotchy with bright red and orange marks. Does this look like wasteland to you? Fang shakes his head. There's hundreds of Conway machines out there, all lined up in concealed hangars, and a whole underground facility to support them. Hardner's got a crew out there putting them together. They must have shipped them in piece by piece, through the shipyard, ready for assembly out here. Why? They're planning something. No one needs hundreds of heavy-duty reclamation drones to run this kind of operation. Maybe Hardner masked this whole thing as an effort to clean up the wastes, but there's no way this is about pulling scrap off the eye. Fang looks worried. And why is Conway in the mix? I bet no one in Havenage knows another corporation is setting up on the station. They aren't stupid either. These scans are the best info I can get. The wastes are cut off from the eye's cloud of networks, and the greenway is a total dark zone. No data can come in or out. I can try. No use. You need to enter the cloud, and there's no cloud to speak of. He turns and winks. That's why I'm going to pay them a visit. How? Forget. Havenage come in and out of there all cycle. I should be able to get in. As long as no one I know sees me. He grimaces painfully. Playfully. But I need you on the outside to help disable the security systems and cut me a pathway through. There's no cloud access, but if I can get inside, I can open up nodes in their network and we can work in tandem. It's a massive facility, buried deep down there. Miles of corridor and ventways wrapped around cargo bays and hangars, so it'll take more than a few cycles to work through it. But as long as you can keep them off my back, I know I can rip what we need out of there. I don't have more than a few cycles, Fang. Get this fucking tracker out of me. Pulls a handful of ripworms from his pocket and hands them to you. These are the last of my little helpers I managed to salvage, so make them count. I modified them slightly. This time they'll feed their data threads back into the system they are tunneling into, creating a nasty little feedback loop. We run it just like we did with the agents. Hack the nodes I pinged to locate the ports of the security system, then slot the worms in those systems and let them go to town. He points to a fuzzy silhouette of the buried facility on the terminal. Here's the entryway. This is where you can get access and slot the first worm. That'll fry their perimeter systems and get me past the first cordon. First James Corden. Okay. What I need from you is to keep your eyes on the facility after you kick things off. You see me pop up a security system, a server bank, you need to break in and slog a rope to disable it as soon as you can. If I can't, then gives you a hard look. You miss a system, you wait too long, they're gonna find me. Simple as that. He claps you on the shoulder. I need you focused on this one, so I'm going to let you fire the starting gun. I won't go until you slot that first worm. Ow! Jones, my sweet boy! Leave me alone. I'm playing video games. Is that actually spot focused? It feels wrong. Focused. I'm gonna let you fire the starting gun. I won't go until you slot that first worm. I'll leave a tracker running on the terminal here, so come back here if you want to see my progress. You affectionately pass the top of the screen. Sure. Don't worry. You can run rings around their protocols. I've seen it. Thing gets up. It's all in place. You just need to make your own preparations, then slot that worm. He stretches. Just don't wait too long. I'm getting bored of all this sneaking around. Once I'm inside, I'll get the proof we need to end this whole thing. No matter what. Ow! My boy, my sweet boy, what the fuck is it that you need? I've given you food, I've given you water. I played with you 5 minutes because I was late. You're not going outside. You're a naughty boy. Once I'm inside, I'll get the proof we need to end this whole thing, no matter what. He crashes to check the terminal. It can't take longer than 6 cycles in this thing. Remember that. Oh, and one last thing. If I get caught, or you can't reach me, or we run out of time, it's one thing I need you to do. What? Take whatever I have managed to pull at that point, all that data, and you slot that stuff straight into the relay I've set up here. He points to a pile of servers and terminals, hooked into the dock with cables as thick as your arm. I repurposed the dock's SOS broadcast system to beam out whatever you put in it. Anyone with a terminal, a slate, or a server on the eye will see it. That means Havenage, Yadigan, the hub, everyone. No matter what, Hardin isn't sneaking away this time. He grins. I've got a bit more to do here. But the moment you slot that first worm, I'll make my move. He gives you a parting smile and turns back to the terminal. Nerves hit as you make your way out of the service dock. Time to prepare yourself. Okay, these various endings all coming together. Or are they... Oop. Right, come access. Am I able to give that all my attention? Fucking 4 days left on... What's his name? Wally. That's not open for 5 days, so there's nothing I can do about that. Who's the one that gives you tons of food? The rude one. No, I got tons of money. Some Emphas shrooms. Alright, yeah, lock in. We're doing this. Playing option seems like the way to go. Get this fucking trucker out of me. The worm tunnels in and starts looping data through the node. The corner facility opens up to you. Godspeed, Fang. A cloud. As you slot the worm, a thread jumps out of the facility. It unspools in front of you, releasing its data like ink in water. Sleeper, Bing's voice crackles through. Moving in. Nodes, then ports. Aware of interference. Slot the worms. Nodes, then ports. Timer starts now. Stay safe. The threat dissipates. You're on your own now. A 2 will do that. The first layer of security. A ring of doors around the central facility. Time to open them up. The Ripple Worm creates its feedback loop, overloading the security system. I've got a 3 or a 5. Other side needs 4 or a 2. Neither of those. Let's put the 3 in here. I want to reroll for a 4 or 2. Okay, I think where I'm going to go is get a scrap component here. Rip a mushroom. 2 mushrooms. 2 Matsutake mushrooms. And then I'll reroll that 1, trying to hit a 4 or a 2. 2 we got. Second layer controls the Conway drones tasked with patrolling the hangars. Ripple Worm fries the drone's network link. Now they can't report anything. And 3 more. 6 and or a 5. 6 and a 4. 5 and a 3. Oof, oops. Or we don't have any points. Can I not look at the upgrade path without any points? I guess it doesn't matter. Can I finish 3 drives more easily than I can get a couple dice? Not really. Okay. We're up to what we're up to. Yeah, we've got forever on that. Other than needing Fang to fucking finish as soon as we can. Matsutake mushrooms. A couple people need Matsutake. Emphas gets him first, because he's been feeding me this entire time. And you need 2? Yeah, right. This is possibly a waste, but this is my boy. Emphas inhales the deep autumnal aroma of the Matsutake caps and nods. He seems impressed. It's gonna take a few days to cook those. Yep, alright. Nothing we can do about that. Back to the dorm. Self-repair. And bedtime. 4 days for Maywick. 3 days for Maywick. Dice are garbage. A 4 will work though. And I think a 3 works on one of the other ones. Yeah. How many nodes are on this layer? You've never seen such tight security before. And you can reroll these hoping for a 6? No. 6 or a 5. No good. Try and get risky. Oh, it's so risky. But not that risky. The 4 becomes a 5. Get the scrap. Yep. Alright, a 3 and a 2. Worst case, you just get a Dural cap instead. Oh, but I've only got so many. Or just... oh, fuck, it was Durals. Okay, never mind. I want to get Matsudaki's only. Oops. In the lab, Durals, not as effective as Matsudaki's, but somewhat effective. Okay. Oh, hang on, I can't eat at Emphas while he's cooking. Right. While he's experimenting. I could put the 2 into the commune. Get some energy there. Assigned to work in the canteen, feeding others. The work is hard, but you enjoy sharing the effort with the other members. And getting fed is the important part. Okay, self-repair. And cycle. 2 days until May week. Give me a 6, please. Or a 5. 5 or 6. Yes. Its final layer controls surveillance. With this down, Feng should be able to control the facility's cameras. Program choose through camera control. The moment it does, a thread shoots from the facility. A thread from the facility cuts through the cloud like a hairline track of light. That's it, the final layer of security broken. Somewhere, buried in the depths of the station, Feng is in control. He is slicing into the camera control circuits, piping out the result. The thread flickers and unravels into an image, a scene, 2 figures in a room. One sat, the other pacing. The pacing figure resolves into Harden, the unmistakable superior posture, the shock of grey hair. The second figure's features don't seem to resolve. They are vague, unformed. Problem with the data, perhaps? You look closer. Then you see it. The figure is a proxy. Perhaps you should have expected it from Conway, a corporation whose very existence is owed to automation. The proxy is a machine, designed to be piloted by remote connection. Someone else in the system puppeteering it with their own body, speaking so it may speak. Proxy sits impassively, or the Conway executive that is piloting them does, from the distant safety of some ship or orbital colony, perhaps. We can move forward, there is no doubt, Harden is saying. The reclamation teams are almost ready, and after that I will make the declaration. Nothing has to change. The proxy leans forward, its movements tilted, uneven, as if its body was being refracted through water. But things must change, Harden. We need further assurances. I've been informed of a breach in one of the closed networks in the low end. You've been careless. Harden waves the accusation away. We've been stretched. A breach was detected, yes, but no data of value was lost. What is concerned, Harden? A drop in our value would be unwelcome at this time. The proxy leans back, its posture dominant. If the reclamation of AE-1 is contested, then we could be drawn into a compromising legal position. Harden approaches the proxy. There will be no contest. Not from Solheim, who cannot muster a defense. Not from Havenage, who will fall into line below me. He crouches in front of the seated figure, eye to eye. And the people of this station? Refugees, gangs, spaces. All either opportunists or degenerates. Hey, fuck you, Harden. Havenage is no longer strong, no longer united. No one here believes in Erland's vision, nor has the strength to enact it. I sat across from him at the negotiating table. He was forceful, eager, weakened by his ideological convictions perhaps, but a great man nonetheless. This place no longer deserves to bear his name. The eye is crippled, it cannot survive. It is a ruin filled with squatters and outlaws. They'll be lucky if it still spins in 100 cycles. It still spins in 100 cycles. Hardin stance. You'll move forward with the reclamation, because otherwise you will lose your advantage in the system. Without your advantage, you will lose claims on the remaining palladium. Without the palladium, your factories will go dark. Do I need to continue? One moment, comes a response from the proxy, and its head drops to its chest. Hardin steps back and paces once more, awaiting the discussion taking place elsewhere in the system. You watch Hardin as he paces, as he considers his future. What goes on within a mind like that? In the mind of a man who would burn all those around him for a path to some imagined golden end? The proxy lifts its head. We are happy to proceed. We will legally claim the station formerly known as Solheim AU1 as salvage within 6 cycles. Havenage is to assist with the transport of the illegal residents to Conway housing and labor facilities. The proxy judders to its feet. Conway will also claim 70% of the raw output of the reclamation process after losses have been accounted for. Hardin nods. I accept. Get fucked, Hardin. The proxy reaches out to shake his hand like a marionette, and then the recording loops. You watch it play out a second time, gripped by a horrified fascination. There's a bluntness to the conversation, but its blatant disregard for humans as anything other than objects. Things to be moved, to be used, to be fed into structures, crushed and losses accounted for in the cells of tables, the margins of ledgers. You realize now that you are no different than anyone else in his station in the eyes of the people in that room, and those like them. Each body here can be recast as a piece of property, a tool, an expense, an acceptable loss. In one moment they can be named a citizen, celebrated, protected, and in another, the very idea of citizenship can be used against them. That is what it means to live in proximity to a system like this. No longer. Not while the eye spins. You gather the recording, pack it into a polygon of purest light. Then you drift down into the service dock like a falling leaf and find the relay. It only takes a second to place that polygon of data, that recording, into the relay system Fang prepared. And then you watch as it bursts out, a web of threads, heading out into the black, to every network device in the eye. Let them see what power makes of a man. Icebreaker, crack the toughest security system in the eye. Yeah, the upgrade screen. Yeah, 1 point. 2 more for a +2 and something. Hey Fang. Help. Mayweek is imminent. Okay, I got some dice now. This 6 can become 2 good Matsutakes. Sick. And then I'd have to plant some more. How many points does the Matsutake get? Does it give me 4? Fuck! Okay, 1, 2, okay. A Dural gets 3, so one of those is enough. Riko meets her at the entrance to the lab, leaning on her crutch with a glint in her eye. Walk with me, Sleeper. I'd like to tell you a story. She makes her way down the corridor that leads back up towards the main commune building. When people first crossed what we call the Founders Gap, into the Greenway, they did so against the wishes of Andrei Erlen. At the time, Erlen was trying to stabilize the Union and establish control over the Eye in the wake of Solheim's collapse. It was chaos. Competing factions, failing systems, so many dead and injured from the riots. That was his priority. You both crossed through a glass-roofed tunnel, the Greenway outside crowded with vines and branches, dappling the light. Erlen had written the Greenway off, cut off from the rest of the station, and linked to a broken spoke. He claimed it was only a matter of time before everything here would die. He refused to let anyone abandon their duty to the Union and cross. They were traitors to the cause, or as good as. Riko continues, making her slow but steady way into the inner gardens of the commune. There weren't many of us, but we believed what was here was worth saving. We had to keep our plans secret until we crossed, and some of us left people behind. Pauses to catch her breath, her voice cracking.
It is difficult to know if it's from effort or emotion. What we found was a disaster. Nothing like what you see here. Half of the Greenway was leaking oxygen into space, the plants flash frozen. The other half was a swamp of mulch as decaying matter clogged every system. We worked hard, we lost good people, we cleaned up and closed up, but it was never going to be enough. After many, many cycles, we all knew this place was doomed, but we kept on working, talking less and less, because we couldn't face it. We all developed a death wish. If the Greenway was going to die, so would we. But it didn't. It did not. Rico smiles. We crossed some invisible boundary, tipped some biological scale, and the Greenway started to recover. Plants flowered, crops sprouted. For the first time, we reaped the fruits of our labor. Rico smiles, looking up to you. We thought it was us, that we managed to do just enough to end the cycle of decay. I thought we had saved the Greenway, until today. We passed into the grow beds of the commune, rich with the hustle and bustle of Hypha members planting and harvesting. For a while, Rico was quiet, and you both simply observed the hypnotic movements of the work crews, the eager chatter washing over you like a wave. Rico smiles to herself. We should have known, of course, that our arrogance was unfounded, but we needed to believe back then. We needed a myth to bring more people across the gap. You both move into a smaller corridor, Rico following some direction unknown to you. What you've shown me is that, back then, Greenway saved us, not the other way around. Tell me, have you ever consumed one of the Matsutake or Jurel caps you've been growing? Yes. Or the ones I've been growing? Sure. I imagine they were delicious, nutritious, almost uniquely so, he muses. After all, they were designed for you. Rico has a mischievous look. At first, I thought it was the location they were grown in that made the mushrooms from the aviary. Huh? At first I thought it was the location they were grown in that made the mushrooms from the aviary, from the labs, or from the grove different to each other. But what I've come to understand is that it is the person growing them. The Matsutake and Jurel caps you brought me are totally unique, containing compounds never usually found in similar specimens in my possession. Many of these compounds aren't even digestible for humans. But for a sleeper like you... Uh-oh, Empress. I might have given you poison mushrooms. Rico smiles as she leads you into the internal garden of the commune, where the Hypha members have planted species from all over the Greenway. Back when the tide turned, when the Greenway started to recover, we all felt something. A response. It was as if this place was not just alive, as a forest is alive, but alive in other ways. Communicative, responsive. Shrugged it off at the time, but now I understand why. Rico stops and turns to you. This place is responding to us, adapting itself to us. It is growing fruiting bodies for you, for me. It is adapting, changing. It is, in short, displaying all the signs of sentience. Greenway is sentient? Well, the fucking gardener probably is. Perhaps not the Greenway, but the ecosystem itself, or something within it. Rico sits on her bench within the peaceful gardens and gestures for you to join her. When you've been growing the Jurels and the Matsutakes in the aviary, those species so familiar to the Greenway, have you discovered any others? Not yet. Rico nods. If you do, can I ask that you immediately bring them here? I believe it is only a matter of time before they bloom. You look around the garden, amazed at the sense of peace within it. Rico interrupts the silence. There is a species of mushroom that I haven't seen in years. It is dark, short, shaped like a club. We first found it in those early days when we were working to save this place. It was around the time that we started to lose our first members. They were succumbing to some infection, some mold growing deep in the dark mulch that drowned this place. At that point, we thought we were lost. And then these mushrooms emerged from that same black mold. We tested them and saw that they contained some compounds that counteracted the mold. Contained an antidote. Of course, as a botanist, I saw this as part of the natural processes of the ecosystem, even if the timescales seemed absurdly short. But what I'm wondering is if that antidote was a gift. Rico meets your eyes. Perhaps if you are patient, you will receive your gift too, Sleeper. Mushroom that cancels trackers! Let's go! You both sit for a while. Mushroom that stops fucking conditioned decay. You both sit for a while. Rico seemingly done telling stories for today. You watch the light playing off the leaves and plants around you and wonder what forces could be at play in place. After a while, you stand and leave, with a quiet nod to Rico, leaving her to her memories. 2 days before Maywick gets here! Oh. Spores, please. And I've got a 1. But I haven't rerolled yet. I've got a 5, actually. Okay, and maybe I get murdered in 2 days, maybe I don't, we'll see what happens. Fang, please help me. Condition is acceptable. I think I'm going down to 4. Yeah, oops. Food is less acceptable. Sixes. Hey Fang. Fang? Fuck. Yep. I might just be fucked. Perhaps I spread myself too thin. Did a little bit of everything instead of focusing on one and speedrunning it. Is he down here again? Yeah, tomorrow. That's not a helpful thing. Well, it might be if I'm gonna have to, if I can choose which one I click on first. Already done that. Emphasis done. Emphasis preparing the Matsutake caps. Ooh. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth before shaving the stalks as if he was sharpening a pencil. His knife slides through them, revealing the bright white of the flesh within. He's a good sleeper. Very good, he says without looking up. I bartered with Mingi for some kelp too, so we can brew the dashi. You know Mingi? Just looks up from his cutting with a smile. Everyone knows Mingi. Emphas slides the sliced Matsutake mushrooms to one side and takes out a closed pan. He opens the lid and you see the green wafer, it's only a wafer thin, of kelp wafer, sitting in a bath of water. Been soaking it since last cycle, this explains. Should be good to warm now. He places the pan over the burner and turns it on low. You have some time now. He wipes his hands clean and throws the cloth over his shoulder. However, there is one difference this cycle. You've been the one providing the ingredients, so it is my turn to provide a story. Sure. Good. This story is important to me. He gestures for you both to sit on the folding stools behind the stall. You see these? The dots. Empress runs her hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars that mark them like perfect bite marks. Conway called it an anchored interface rig. An air, a mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit in low-G industrial operations. We called it a bone suit. Bone suit! He points to a pattern of larger circles on his shoulder. They drill in and anchor it here, and all the way down the arm. Taps each scar on the way. It maps mechanical movements to the suit exactly. A one-to-one mechanical replication. You swing your arm, a 2-ton arm swings too. You should have seen the recruitment vids. Strong people in even stronger suits, tearing through stone and scrap. Superheroes. Half my graduating year signed up. From company school to company shuttle. Conway from birth to death. He stares off into the distance for a moment, fighting with the memories. But the bone suits weren't good. The rate of failures was high, and failures meant arms torn off, anchors torn out, broken bones. Bad stuff. So after a while, Conway discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said. He checks the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. So there we were, hundreds of us with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. They sent us home, back to that company colony that spat us out. To be cleaners, drivers, cooks. They gave us drugs for the pain and told us to make something of ourselves. When I deserted, bribing some passing spaces to take me into orbit, there were only me and a couple of others left. The rest just faded away. Arthritis, osteoporosis. They folded in on themselves like paper lanterns. That's my generation. The anchor points still ache, still burn. He touches the scars. But what burns worse is the betrayal. I've been on the eye a long time now. That will never fade. Not that, and not the faces of my friends. Emphas reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves into the broth. It's ready. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. I will not let their story die, and as long as I am telling it, it'll remain. Emphas pours the broth into a double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. Heat radiates through your hands, and the smell drifts up, rich and sharp, like a pine forest after the rain. You drink the broth slowly, chewing the matsutake and thinking. Emphas busies himself with cleaning the pans in the bowl, sealing the kelp back up for another day. Betty quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preferring instead to let the story linger in the air a little longer. It is not that there is something there that it is not that there is nothing to say. It is that sometimes, in the moments after something, speaking breaks the spell. So you're both idle, eager to be in each other's company. Emphas taking longer over his cleaning, his packing, and you savouring the final dregs of broth. When you finally finish and hand him the bowl, you feel the spell break, and the story leaves you both. And as you leave, you know that both of you are somehow a little more empty, and a little more full than before. Story Eater. Trade food and stories with the local. Oh, and that's 3 points. I will put them somewhere when I need it. And I'm probably gonna need it tomorrow. Oh dear. Okay, what can we do? What do we need to do? What are our drives? Mushrooms, we're just waiting on. Maybe just put these into scrap. Ethan's protection. Fuck Ethan. Can't even just buy it. Buy his protection. I have to actually work it off. It's way too late for that. Where was it? Compressible. Yeah, a bit late for that. Which is fine, because I don't want to see him anyway. He sucks. Soviel is too late to help. Bang might be able to help tomorrow. We'll see. You know, I'll repair the unit. Build myself a house right here at the end. What are the downsides? Losing energy? That's fine. I'll just succeed instead. Squatters' rights. Find a place and make it yours. Repaired unit. It's not even better. Okay, there's a stray to feed. There's signs that a stray animal has been nosing around near the unit. A handful of shits for some crackers to bring it out of hiding. Sure. You buy the crackers from a shop unit downstairs and crumble them up into a tray. Something moves in the shadows. Kitty cat. Stray hops up onto a work surface and looks out of the unit's small window. It doesn't acknowledge your presence. It just sits there, beside the tray of crumbled crackers, staring out at the low end. What's this cat's story? Are there more on the station? You haven't seen another in the low end, but in this vast megastructure that means little. There could be a whole colony of cats like this one down in the Warrens. You look at its sleek dark fur and sharp eyes. It doesn't look ragged, it looks at home. In fact, its presence in the unit makes you wonder if this is the Stray's apartment in which you are squatting in. Watch them. Though the Stray is looking out at the station, you feel its attention on you, waiting for you to spring your trap. You remain relaxed and watch as something flickers in its eyes, perhaps a reflection of a passing ship. The Stray settles a little and starts eating, picking at the broken crackers. You don't remember ever having been this close to an animal. It triggers something in you, a recognition of a life, totally unlike your own, but still somehow connected, parallel, even interwoven. The Stray licks crumbs from its fur. You don't fucking talk to a kitty cat yet. You sense that the Stray doesn't like to talk. The Stray prefers just to be, you think. Just to share a space and a moment with those it meets. You respect this. In a way, you feel the same. Being here together is enough. You turn your eyes to the window, the one that the Stray looks out of, and you both watch the stars and the ships together. You feel something pass between you and the Stray. A kind of acknowledgement of each other. A sense that each of you might share something with the other. A point of connection. And all at once the Stray yawns wide, hops down from the unit and brushes along your legs. And then it is gone. Out through the unit door and back into the corridors of the low end. Oh, isn't that nice? If you buy the crackers and put them out, the Stray will always come. That doesn't mean they like you though. They are a cat after all. Of course I'm going to give you more crackers. Stray crunches up the crackers as you watch. Sometimes they'll let you stroke them, sometimes not. Hang on, did that just... What was the notification on that? Stray fed, mostly cryo. I will spend all my money on feeding the Stray, if I live tomorrow. That's a bold claim to make. Probably not true. But I will feed the cat every day for sure. Come on, June, come back to blah, 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 yep. Okay, we got some shit to do. We got a 6 and a 1, and we're gonna reroll the 1. What's going on? That's endgame stuff. I can get some mushrooms. I'm hoping that Navik's gonna get here and be as stupid as Ethan and not capture us and take us away. Don't really have much else to do. Done that. Working on that. Am I working on that? How do I... Do I have to help Rika's experiments first? Yes. Yep, need some club heads. Okay. What do we do with the 6? I could steal something again. It's risky. I don't really need anything. Got money, I've got an extra shipmine core laying around. Some money from Tavla. And enforcer base here paying for safety improvements. Yeah, I've kind of got nothing left to do. Work-wise. Guess I'll try and get some scrap. Ooh, no, the 2 I'm not gonna. Nope, no worries. Okay. Dawn of the final day. Maybe. First of all, get the cat. Uh-oh, yep. Ethan shoots you the moment you leave? Get fucked, Ethan! God damn it! You don't even have time to react. The bullet passes directly through your leg, and your body immediately switches to emergency mode. As your senses shut down, you feel like you're slipping underwater. You stare out at Ethan from a closed body, a failing system. You can't read his expression. Anger, maybe, or disgust. Not hatred. No, something other than hatred. Your eyes fall on the weapon in his hand. It isn't the gun you saw taken away in the bar. Instead, it is some snub, boxy thing, ugly and bent. Ethan sees you looking at it. He laughs. Yeah, I never did go in back from those shitheads at the compressor. He twists the improvised weapon in his hand. Had someone make me this one in the Bright Market, especially for my visit today. You pull yourself against the doorway and sit against it. It's hard to focus on Ethan's approach. Ethan's speech amongst the cloud of notifications and errors. You feel something wet on the backs of your legs. Ethan leans closer. Stay awake. Someone is coming just to see you. Maywick, yeah. You're done with Ethan's games. There's nothing left to say. Our buddy Maywick. Where's your reaction? No reaction. Fuck you. Ethan looks disappointed. You still don't get it, do you, Sleeper? Ethan spits. When they cancelled that contract, I lost everything. My reputation, my payout, any way of getting off this shitty station, everything. I'm not saying shit to you. All I had left was you. I've been speaking with him, with Maywick. He glances nervously down the corridor. I want to know more about you. I've been keeping my eye on you, stopping you getting away. I've been doing shit. The way I see it, he owes me for making his job so easy. For lining you up right here. Basically bagged and tagged, ready to turn it alive for the maximum contract value. I'll tell him as much when he turns up, and he'll pay my share, and I can finally get off this shithole station. Yeah, you're fucked, my guy. You're dead. If you were capable of that, Sleeper, you would have done it longer. No, not me. Him. Maywick's gonna get you. Ethan glances around. I've learned one thing from you, though, Sleeper. He smiles. People never know when to cut and run. It's like they freeze in their headlights when the future is bearing down on them. All my escape options took too long. They watch it coming. Watch their death flying in at fraction drive speed. I was doing so many things not to die. You had every chance, and you still kept on going. Like some idiot robot, going through the motions even when you know you'd be crushed. He smirks. And let me tell you something else. The shot enters through his upper back and then crumbles immediately to the ground. Yeah. And let me tell you something else. You drop too, without thinking. Was I not already on the ground? Pressing yourself to the corridor floor like it might save you. Silence. Damn. They look kind of cool. You look up and see him coming down the corridor. Silent, eyes alight. Maywick. You freeze in fear. Here it comes. Is he also a sleeper? He moves smoothly, his rifle trained on the static Ethan. You're frozen in fear. You're damaged, stopping you from running even if you could. He doesn't say a word, but his eyes meet yours and they're glowing. And then the tinnitus starts, white hot and impossible to escape. How's he doing it? You clasp your hands to either side of your head in pain. Maywick lifts you, writhing, out from the doorway, and lays you out in the corridor. Your whole head screams with pain, but he proceeds slowly, even gently, laying you beside Ethan. As he does, you feel it, pressing into your stomach. Ethan's improvised gun. You grab it. Through the haze of pain, you manage to curl your fingers around it. Maywick is close, so close. You feel him run some tool, some scanner along your back. You grip the gun hard as the pain flares, inching your finger over the trigger. Maywick grabs you on the shoulder and searches your neck for some mark or serial number. Then his hand is on your shoulder. Then he is flipping you over to face him, and in that moment you see a flash of surprise in his eyes as they fall on the gun. The gun explodes in your hand, the blast whiting out Maywick, whiting out everything. All you see are the wheeling stars. They are spinning, and you are suddenly dizzy, though the eye has always spun like this, hasn't it? You hear voices, shouts, but somehow your eyes are still on the spinning stars, going round and round in their cycles. You know how this works. As long as you keep your eyes on the stars, you'll stay here, among the people of the eye. Because you know that behind them is nothing, just a gap that stretches to forever. And if you let your eyes drift, let them go to that gap, then that is where you will go. Somewhere far away, somewhere that body of yours can't take you. So you keep looking at those stars. You keep watching those whirling, impossible systems of orbits and passages, those vast objects made insignificant by distance. You watch them for a lifetime, for a moment. You watch them until it is time to get up, until hands lift you to your feet, and the crowd carries you to a bench where they sit you and let you rest. Here the conversation ebbs and flows. Sometimes it is angry. Sometimes people are angry at you for bringing this violence here. Sometimes it is soft, sympathetic, the lilting tones of concern coming to you through a fog. But it too fades, until it is a few voices, and then a couple, and then only one. Finally, after so long, your body begins to open up, to let the words in, and you hear them for the first time. Wake up, sleeper. And you do, and you get up. And as you do, you hear the sounds of thousands of people getting on with their lives. Thousands of people who are just going to keep going until they can't anymore. And so you limp away from the voice, and you join them. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Tutorial breakdown. Your condition has reached 0, and you have suffered a breakdown. One of your skills is broken. It will be locked to -1 and all perks disabled. It can be fixed with 1 upgrade point. After you rest, your body will recover some condition, but your skill will remain broken until it's fixed. Well, that sucks. Can I just use stabilizer to fix it? Skill broken, it's my intuit. But I've got plenty of points, so I may as well just fix that. Okay. Keeps your dice even when condition is breaking. That would have been lovely. That would have been really good to have. I should probably go to bed. Although, before that, I want to talk to Feng. You bastard. Bit fucking late now, dickhead. Oh, I'm sure he did his best. Okay. Now I see what this would have been useful for. Okay. Oh, hi, Pyramid. It's you. Okay, yeah. Feeling bad. Gotta talk to Feng anyway. Feng grins at you as the bay door slides open. Fuck you, Feng. I've been shot. Above, in the rest of the building, people are busy, frightened. They speak in hushed tones, and organize endless meeting after endless meeting. Havenage have avoided a full-blown crisis for now, but change is coming. I think your friends have called you Sleeper? Sleeper's a good name. Feng is in good spirits, and bundles you inside before you even have a chance to greet him. That was the slickest operation the station has seen. He hugs you firmly. Get off. You made my job easy. He shakes you by the shoulders. I'm so proud. You motherfucker. Get this tracker out of me. And he smiles. I got to watch through the cameras as the Haven security that weren't in on it assaulted the station. Feng smiled. One of them straight up just whacked Harden with their pistol. It was beautiful. the sleeper is your title because you fall asleep in voice chat too much. Go to bed! Let's stay on voice chat. Honk shmee with the boys. I'm not sure anyone knows. Woody is cooperating in dismantling his operation and scaring off Conway. Maybe they'll exile him when they're done, or hand him over to some core authority. Feng shrugs. Now I know he won't be an issue. I'm going to be focusing on systems for a bit. He shakes his head, seeing as that's my actual job. Hey, you know what your actual job is? Get this packer out of me! He points to the ceiling. People upstairs weren't so happy, though. They've been fielding questions about the state of the eye right and left since the recording got out. People are scared. I'm not surprised by that. Yeah, this whole thing hasn't won me many fans in the administration. But I think in the end they'll agree that outing Harden was worth it, whatever the methods. He touches a stack of hardware. The eye is old, and it was never meant to run like this. The master control points that Erlen and Haven installed, they keep it spinning from the rim. That isn't ideal. But if you're asking me if the eye will stop spinning next cycle, no. He smiles. And me and a ton of unskilled people will be working to stop it happening in the cycle after that. Harden's problem was that he didn't believe in people. He believed in systems, and their ability to shape the world around them. Feng squeezes your shoulder. But as far as I'm concerned, people should be the ones running the systems, not the other way around. Anyway, Feng raps on the side of his terminal. I know you didn't come down here for a lecture. My tracker, 1 day late, 1 day earlier, and I wouldn't have been shot. I haven't forgotten. You fucking old. He produces a thumbnail drive. I managed to finish that code solution I showed you. It's a modified ripple worm, one made to deactivate that tracker of yours. But in the time since I got back, I added something extra. The tracker of yours doesn't just show us up where you are. It transmits data about the state of your body, the current condition. My worm won't just deactivate it. It'll edit that data to SNUP. Your body is irreparably damaged. DNR, do not retrieve. Pretty smart, right? Perfect. Perfect. Just slot it already. You take the drive and hold it in your hand. Then you close your eyes and open up your access ports. Take down your defenses. The worm immediately enters your closed network. It whips through it, taking things with it as it goes. The moment they're gone, you forget they were ever there. They just blink out of existence. A second later, it is done. You open your eyes. How do you feel? Asks Feng, a little nervously. Tired. I've been shot. I'm broken. Aren't we all? He pats you on the shoulder. Take it easy. Things might be a little woozy for a minute. He looks at his terminal screen. The logs tell me it worked, so feel it or not, you're free. Feng lets the word free hang in the air a little before he continues. Seems like it might be finally time for a celebration. Feng wraps his arm around you. Jenna still owes us those drinks. He laughs and you join him. Ha 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 ha. And later, when you leave, you feel deeply thankful for having such a friend. As you walk away from the building, you look up at the wide curve of the eye, up at the hub and the other rim beyond it. The whole thing twinkles with lights, and it seems impossible to see it as anything other than breathtakingly beautiful. It feels, in that moment, like something eternal. That doesn't mean it can, or even should, last forever, or that it will ever change, fade, or that it will never change, fade, or decay. It simply means that in this moment, this place has a future, and it is one that you know, deeply and truly, is worth protecting. Oh, isn't that nice? God damn it, Feng. Okay. Yeah, it's all coming together, running out of things to do. If I do this now, will I get the back? Of course not. But I should have them tomorrow, I would think. Do I want to stabilize it now? I don't want to accidentally waste it. I've got 3, that should be fine. If I use it now, will it fill up? As expected. No, it does not. Well, bedtime. Bedtime for sleeper. Okay, at least we get started full. Container. You wake from dreams of Maywick's amber eyes floating in a pool of dark liquid. Container? Did I sleep in the container? No, I had the
Hit the fucking option, the thing. The cat. You wake from dreams of Mavi's amber eyes floating in a pool of dark fluid. It was difficult to get to sleep, and you suspect that it isn't about to change anytime soon. Not after what happened. You also feel something else as you get up. Thumb the power start of the stove and begin to boil the water, like every morning. You feel something is lifted. Something that has been hanging over you since you arrived on the station. You try not to think too hard about it, to question it. You just let that lightness stay. Let it settle as you go through your routines. Your hope is that if you don't focus on it, don't look at it directly, it won't get scared and leave you. That the lightness will stay for this cycle. And then another, and then another. Because after all that's happened, a little lightness would be nice. Great! Okay. The Danga is no longer hovering over us, except for the castle stuff, which is probably going to be an issue. That's just here now. There is a crowd, but you spot Lem and Mino immediately as you enter the dock. They are waiting at the cordon, where Sealer security are checking the crew in to board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the harbour crowded near the entrance, but even they know their chance of getting on board is long gone. Something stops you calling out to Lem. Maybe it's fear or nerves, or just the need to take a little longer from this moment before your world changes once more. I don't want to go. Don't make me go. A decision was not made. I guess a decision was made. I shouldn't have helped. I really feel like there's going to be a point of choosing not to go, surely. And then there'll be a repercussions with Castle later. A decision was made, you reason, and there's no point in rethinking it again and again. All you can do is move forward in its shadow, until so many cycles pass that you forget it was ever there. Lem spots you among the crowd. Sleeper, we're here! It's standing beside a bag which looks to carry all the possessions they have. It is small enough to be carried in one hand. Hi, Mina. Mina is vibrating with excitement. She seems strangely at home in microgravity, but then you remember that she has spent her whole life in space. Hi, robot. You hand over the Sealess ID film to Lem, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth in the light. Where did your friend even get this picture, Sleeper? Looks like my old Conway ID. You look, and a shimmering younger Lem stares out of the film, harder and clean-cut. Spoke to the guard here. He nods to the white and green-clad security officer. They'll be doing orientation and role assignment on board. Sounds like we're going to be working under the core crew. Kind of like an intern. He laughs. What do you think, Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID. As you lift the film up to the light, you see something strange. Something that makes you flinch. The face printed in the film is one you recognize immediately, but it's not you. At least, it is not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused why you hadn't noticed earlier. There's a picture you remember being taken, a memory that you didn't know you had. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. You remember the SNARP employee who helped you in, her smile clean and surgical. You freeze in place, thinking of the you that still sleeps somewhere in an SNARP facility, that won't wake until you are recovered and disposed of. Now you're leading. Will they ever wake up? Sleeper, let me interrupt your thoughts. These guys want us to board. Yeah, they should wake up because they just got told by thing that I've been destroyed. So, problem solved. These guys want us to board. You stare at him without thinking, then notice the guard gesturing to you both to come forward. You all kick off and float over to them, steadying yourselves on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides it across a white machine, much like the one Castor printed them from. You reflexively rub the puncture mark on your hand, even though there is no trace of it now. It seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, the guard smiling at her excited face. Lem turns back to check you are coming. The guard beckons you closer. No. You wait for a moment. You need to wait for a moment. This is all happening too fast, changing too much. There are so many questions you have, so many threads to catch hold of, and here you are, boarding a ship to who knows where, on a journey that will take decades. I reconsider. Is this really what you want? How will you even survive? You suddenly feel dizzy, unsettled.
You can make out the concerned look on Lem's face as you hold back. The guard gestures again. Mina's eyes, looking back at you, are so bright in the starlight. I wouldn't have any I'd have 2 stabilizer for a decade's trip. I'm just gonna degrade and die. And also, I'd rather stay on the eye. That's cool. I've got friends here. You can't do it. You can't get on that ship. You turn away quickly, trying not to look at Lem, to look at Mina, to meet their eyes. You turn away and kick off hard from the guardrail. When you reach the far wall, you turn back. The scene continues in front of you as if nothing has changed. The next set of people are boarding. The crowds are still gathered at the cordon. The sidereal horizon still blinks, its yellow hull bright against the stars. And there are Lem and Mina, gliding up toward the docking bridge, bag in hand. Lem is facing away, focused on the steady climb, but Mina is in his arms and is facing back towards you. You watch her face, confused, sullen, but twinkling with a growing excitement, as Lem carries her forward. As you watch Mina, you think about your future, about the future you might choose. You know one thing for certain. That future is on the eye. You no longer have any enthusiasm for being carried forward by the dreams of others, for grand futures that unfold like angelic wings across the horizon. The future is being made now, on this spinning ring, among its people and its systems. You're sure of that. But as you watch Mina disappear into the entrance of the sidereal horizon, and much later, when you watch the ship pull away, you feel a sense of longing. A longing to be carried, not by the systems that spin the suns, or the corporations that run the colonies, but by love towards an uncertain future, just as Mina was. That, you think, is the future you wish to make here on Erlen's Eye. Achievement left behind. You can go. Oh, shit! Okay. And we're done. There's still some mushroom stuff I'd like to do, but okay. Oh, I missed his last name. Good job, Graham. Good character design. Okay, great game. Hopefully I can come back and do some post-game stuff. That was the DLC section, so presumably you can continue on. Maybe if I just didn't do the Castle stuff that early. It would have been delayed, and I had more time to do other stuff. There's a loading thing. Strange choice. Castor stands beside you at the rail, watching the pinpricks of light from the sidereal horizon's drive disappear. But perhaps not unexpected. You turn to look, and Castor is beaming at you with an unsettling warmth. You're not angry? About what? He squeezes your shoulder. I only wish for you to exercise that strong drive of yours. If it happens to align with my own, then that is pleasing to me. But if it does not, I cannot punish you. What about Celis? Castor looks out to the stars. Indeed, that is a matter which worries me. Sandra Celis has taken a step back from this public eye. It seems some internal struggles are playing out within their pristine halls. But I doubt the core politics are of much concern to you. Castor moves down along the rail. The eye, though, that seems to be your primary concern, am I right? It's my home. I live here. There are mushrooms. He smiles broadly. Then we are fellow residents. He seems pleased. This place has been a good home for me. Though, like all places, it has its phases. Do not idle here too long, Sleeper, unless you wish to once again be caught in the movement of the systems much bigger than yourself. Kestor turns and starts to clunk away in his mag boots. I'll be keeping an eye on you, if you don't mind, Sleeper. He waves as he walks. My curiosity remains piqued. Once he leaves, you stay a little longer at the rail, watching the stars. Imagining the look on Mina's face when she sees Sealess One for the first time. In 20, 30 years or something. Imagining the excitement when she first touches its soil. The joy when she first stands outside in the rain, laughing. Those images, though they will not happen for decades, are what will carry you through this cycle. And perhaps the next one too. Very nice. Oh shit, I never did this. Well, just waiting on mushrooms to grow, so probably do a bit of that as well. Let's check the progress. Also, it's 2.5 hours in, just about. Do I think there's enough of this for another stream? Yeah, there probably is. Let's move to Bayonetta. Alright, that has been Citizen Sleeper. We hit credits. And there's a bit more to do. But that'll be what we're done with today. I'm going to take a little break, have some lunch. At which time... Oh, am I? Running real low on time for this. Okay, you know what? I gotta go to work. In a couple of hours. I don't know how much time there is for Bayonetta. I think I will call it there today. And then come back tonight with Bayonetta, although Bubbles playing Silksong. I think no Bayonetta today. Sorry, Permian, no. The only fungus is this fungus. Yeah, not enough time for Bayonetta between now and work. For I might be able to fit a mission in. I don't think it's worth it. Alright. That was Citizen Sleeper. That's fucking sick as hell. Excellent game. Strongly recommend. I'm gonna play again next Friday with cleaning up all this other bits and things. All these quests and drives still to go. Catch you next time. And by next time, I mean tomorrow night. Bubble and I are playing Final Fantasy XIV again. Catch Bubble tonight with Silksong. Bye-bye.